you got the human on one side, and you have the apes on the other side. Find another one that's just like the human skull. You guys put the human skull over here? You guys didn't have a human skull, so it was this guy. So find a skull that's just like this one, and hold it up. All right, so put that one right next to the human skull. This one right here, very good. Yes, very good. And you guys, very good. Okay, you all picked excellent. So, what characters over here? What characteristics did you think of that skull look just like the humans? The teeth, very good. Teeth. The eyes.
This part, how it's smooth.
It's smooth and rounded. All right. What do we got over here? You guys got something? You put them together. What are the similarities between all those skulls? What makes that skull most similar to the human skull? The way it's rounded on the brain case. Well, that skull, that's actually Neanderthal man. And we're called Homo sapien sapien. This is a replica of a Neanderthal man. You got a nice replica there. And this is, we're called Homo sapien sapien. And this is Cro-Magnon. This is the oldest skull found that I know of a Homo sapien sapien, of modern man. And this is Neanderthal. Now, Neanderthal and modern man lived about the same time. Neanderthal is called Homo sapien Neanderthal. So we got Homo sapien sapien, which is us. We got Homo sapien. This is closely related to us. For many years, it was a debate that Neanderthal and Homo sapien, we were all the same thing. This was just an ugly guy, and we were just like the same, because there's a lot of difference if you take human skulls, especially if you take strict cultures like Aborigine, say Norwegian, Central African, and you just look at the skulls. People see the differences in the skulls. Although they're all look basically like this. They all look very similar to this. There's those in Indonesian skulls. People who are experts, they can tell exactly what ethnicity you are if you're more of a close to a pure ethnicity, just by looking at your skeleton, like this guy's skeleton and the rest of it. So don't put them all together yet, just those two. So what you have here is you see that the brain capacity of Neanderthal and Homo sapien sapien was basically about the same thing. And you could see that there's some subtle differences between the two, but what's the most important, the brain casing is almost about the same, right, on the cranium. So that was very good. You guys have said that if I took all these skulls, you can correlate that Neanderthal man and Homo sapien are very, very closely related. All right, so now I'm going to ask you to find one more skull that's closely related to humans, to the human skull. Very good. Very good. Yeah. All right. So you guys did this. You guys all have this. This is Homo erectus, right? And Homo erectus is up here also. Here's a full-size scale of Homo erectus. And this is Peking Man. Now, interesting story. During World War II, Peking Man was in Europe. I can't remember if it was Germany or where it was, but this was this was the first hominid that wasn't human that people argued about it. Skeleton that was found, and this is the actual replica of what was found by Peking Man. And they found a lot of they made a lot of copies of it. The original Peking Man disappeared during World War II. He was coming over on a boat to the United States, and when the boat got here, the crate was missing. So the original Peking Man is gone forever. All we have is these type of replicas in museums. They had them all over the world. At the time, it was very controversial. Like I said, the guy who found it was a Jesuit priest that actually was sent away because of his likings for Darwin's theories of evolution. They said, listen, you're a priest. Don't talk about Darwin anymore. We're going to have to boot you. And he goes, I can't deny Darwin's ideas. They're very nice. And they said, well, then go somewhere very far away where no one will ever see you again, and they don't even speak the same language as you, and no one will listen to what you say. And he said, okay. And then he goes, look what I found. And they're like, get out of here. So, so again, he was he was chastised for this too. People were very mad at him for that. So, let's take a look what we have here. Now, what you guys have is you've separated our Homo relatives, Homo erectus, Neanderthal, and Homo sapien, us. And you've separated the apes, and you've left two skulls all by themselves. Now, someone had said earlier that they had a little difficulty here. Do you see qualities in these two skulls that look ape-like?
This one.
Yeah. Do you see qualities that look human-like? What? The teeth? On the head, yeah. Now, this is what they consider at the time one of those things like a missing link type thing. And one of the things is that an ape. Remember I told you how an ape walks forward like this, and how a human walks straight up. There's a hole. There's a hole called the foramen magnum, or magnus, on the bottom of a human skull. We stand straight up, right? And our spine, our backbone goes into us straight up and down. You see how that works? This is my pinky. Now in a gorilla, they work hunched over. And if you look at the chimpanzee or the gorilla, you'll notice that this hole, here's the chimpanzee, is forward. You see how that is? This is a chimpanzee skull. And if I stick my finger in the hole, because they're hunched over like this. You see that? This is like that leg bone thing I was talking about. Now if you look at Lucy's skull, Lucy's the smaller of the two skulls, you notice that her skull, it isn't straight up and down. The hole isn't straight up and down like this, but it isn't straight in the back like that. It's somewhere in between the two. Somewhere in between the two. If you look at these side by side. Here's the chimp. Where's the human here? Where's that camera guy? All right. So, here's a human. Here's a chimp. And here's Lucy. All right. Australopithecus afarenus. You don't have to write that down anyway.